I am sentenced to die for harboring a Catholic priest. And so far I am from repenting for having so done that I wish with all my soul that where I have entertained one, I could have entertained 1,000. A 37-year-old woman named Anne Line said that on the scaffold right before she was hung by the English government in 1601. She had been arrested a few weeks earlier on February 2nd, the feast of the Purification of Mary. Anne Line's crime had been the coordination of a Mass in a private home. The Mass that had traditionally become known as Candlemas. When a larger than usual number showed up on February 2nd for Candlemas, neighbors tipped off the police and they raided the home as the Mass was just getting started. 2 priests followed Anne to the scaffold on February 22nd. Father Roger Philcock kissed Anne's lifeless hand as he was led by her body. "You have gotten the start of us, sister," he said, "but we will follow you as quickly as we may." The purification of the Blessed Virgin on February 2nd, which celebrated her going to the temple 40 days after giving birth and presenting the child Jesus, this was the last great festival of the Christmas cycle, which lasted for 40 days. The feast of the Purification of Mary was ranked only lower than the great feast of Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost. And before Holy Mass was outlawed in England, the Purification featured one of the most elaborate processions of the liturgical year. "And suddenly there will come to the temple the Lord whom you seek." That was the prophecy from Malachi that the church prayed and heard read at Mass on February 2nd. And in the gospel for the Mass, the old man Simeon called the infant Jesus the light to the Gentiles. And so, marching in procession with blessed candles, the lay faithful would process into their parish church with a light in their hand, the wax, the wick, and the flame, representing the body, soul, and divinity of Christ, the light who pierces the darkness. After Candlemas, the faithful would take their blessed candles home and throughout the year light them during storms and times of sickness and put them in the hands of the dying. The candles empowered the lay faithful, giving them confidence to fight off evil. The medieval records show that the ladies' devotional lives were enriched and sustained by sacramentals such as blessed candles. But then it became illegal. The English government outlawed Catholicism and all its superstitious practices. How could that have happened? St. Augustine of Canterbury, who died in 604, he founded the Catholic Church in England. So England had been Catholic for almost 1,000 years. Shrines, churches, and monasteries were everywhere. But in the 16th century, it all got thrown away. What happened? Revolution happened. In 1550, the English government ordered the destruction of all altars throughout the kingdom. They were to be replaced with wooden tables, which the minister would stand behind. This arrangement would help eliminate the idea of sacrifice, as wooden tables, the Lord's boards, were for suppers and not for sacrifices. This was not a reformation, it was a revolution. It was a new religion. It was the overturning of an old order for a new order, as they say in Latin, a novus ordo. And the records show that quite a few lay faithful in England resisted. And due to that resistance, it became a crime to go to Mass in England. It became a crime to be a priest in England. It became a crime to harbor such priests. Our martyred saint, Anne Line's troubles, they didn't start for her the day she was arrested. No, her Protestant father disinherited her when she was a teenager. because she had become Catholic. Then not long after she was married, her husband was caught attending Holy Mass and exiled to Belgium, where he died. Anne Line then made it her mission to see that priests had safe spaces in London where they could offer Holy Mass and bring the sacraments to the faithful. She ended up paying for that with her life. Could you do something like that? Would you die for your faith? Only one English bishop did at the time. All the other bishops broke with the ancient faith to save their skins. Those shepherds allied themselves with the government, the wolf, while the flocks were decimated. Christ, the true temple, the true sacrifice, hangs on an elevated wooden cross at Holy Mass. Enter into the mystery and look to him in the silence. Tell him, "You've gotten the start of me, brother, but I will follow you as quickly as I may."